How started the tattooing part? Because what what I don't understand is from the beginning to the first tattoo, how much time passed, and how was, you know, how you feeling?
My feelings were curiosity. I want to learn. I was spending, he was tattooing 12 and 13 hours a day, yeah, and I had to just stay on the side and before until after. My feelings were curiosity, want to learn, give me, can I receive? That was my feelings. And then after, just the waiting, if you have a building with 10 levels, and then you got a superb swimming pool on the top and the view and the sun, okay? You can't go on the 10th directly. You have to, level by level, you have to go. First, second, third, and then when you do all that, then you have access to the swimming pool. An apprenticeship is exactly the same thing, and I knew I was not 20, I was not 18 or 15 years young. I was older. Then I could totally understand the hierarchy, the steps, and the logic in the evolution of, okay? And at the beginning, you're an apprentice, and after you're a pupil, after, if you are a chance, you are a son, after you're a young tattooer, and after you're like a tattooer, after you get maybe a title who put you as tattoo master or a priest or a grand priest, then that is just, and it's exactly the same. Every step has its own step inside. Apprenticeship, you have to be curious and passionate. And it happened. That's how it is.
Another question that I have in mind is I think that every culture on tribal, it's different between highland country, right? Or there is something in common?
Yes and no. The yes is yes. Everyone, every island or every style of tribal is different. Why? Because you come from different tribes. Then at one moment, a tribe from a valley is not the same of the other valley of the same island. Some style, maybe not the style, but some patterns will be owned by one tribe of that valley, of that mountain, of that island. Then after on the other island, it's exactly the same thing. But after in the archipelago, the style is more or less the same, but the patterns have the same meanings. It's just patterns go, I'm living in Maui, for example, and if someone from North Shore, Maui local, will ask me a tattoo for, I believe it will be, there is a lot of chance that it will be a onu. Onu is a turtle. Why? Because there is a beach, like maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes walking from my house, where at night you got 100, 200 turtle coming to nest. That's the place. Then if there is no turtle going in Honolulu, for example, on the beach in Honolulu, right on Waikiki, that's a pattern you're gonna have in one island, and that place of the island, there is a reason. Then the patterns are like that. All the islands after. Yeah, Indonesia has its own style, and even tapping. Tibet, which is kind of tribal too, because it's writing spirit and body. It's patterns of writing or letters who mean something, and you can write something, which it then, but technique will change, but at the end, what unite all that, it's all this tribal come from tribes. Then after, it doesn't have to be, in the 70s, 80s, we had a big master, Leo Sulueta, who came from Micronesia and Philippines, and developed the tribal as the revival of the tribal we know in US, right? It was in Los Angeles in the 70s, 80s. And then it was very long line points, but every point, everything has his own signification and meaning. Then after that, he created certain things, or he took some certain patterns, with the Scorpio. Their patterns or design were very, very known all over the world now. But it was a monochrome, right? Tribal, one piece, black. Then decades after, someone was doing like a black piece, very nice, ornamental, and that was a tribal. It was not a tribal, it looked like a tribal, it was a monochrome, I agree with that, but it was not coming from any tribe. That the real tribal can be explained, but not just because I created, oh, that point mean that point mean that. I do 2 points, you got 2 kids, I put 2 points, and that's what it means. No, that's what my interpretation of your life and your desire to wear a certain style, then I'm gonna express as the person knowledgeable or not enough, or enough, just to express what you want to wear through a style. But tribal means something. Everything has its own meaning. Then you can do stories. It's like letter. You can do words. You can do sentences. And if you have room enough, you can do poems or books. And that's what it is. It's writing the spirit on the body. It's writing your history and your story on your body. I mean, which was very well done, and some of my family, I would say, yeah, some of the Suluape members, family members, helped Walt Disney to do Moana.
Ah, yes.
And yeah, the Suluape, if you check the credit at the end, yeah, Peter and Alaiva, my uncle and my nephew, yeah. And then if you check well on that movie, you get different style. Okay, I will say Maui got some kind of Marquesian, Tahitian style. When the father, who represent the elders on earth, the oldest, the one who have knowledge, has the full pea, which is the first tattoo in the Pacific, is the Samoan. After they travel and they give the tools and the connection with the gods and the sacred tattoo, the mix, right, between the ink and the blood, and it's then they develop that, and then everyone after develop their own style, right? But in Moana, then the father, which represent the entity, the holders, the wisdom, the ancestors, has the full Samoan pea, right? And then, and it's well done too, because the Samoan are during almost 18 centuries, they traveled to Polynesia to give tatau and the sacred ink everywhere. They were travelers, and one day they stopped to travel, and that totally reflected in the Moana story, because no, you don't go to the ocean, and the little Moana, she got, and the grandma, okay, who has a tattoo of a manta ray on her back. The manta ray pattern, symbol, represent what they say in Tahiti, which is called in Tahiti the Varuatumu, the spirit of the ancestors. And when she passed away in the movie, and when Moana is lost in the middle of the ocean at night, you can see the manta ray coming, and I got goosebumps because the manta ray represents the ancestor, the wisdom. And then you have different style here, but the patterns are respected. Then that's what a tribal is. He comes from a tribe, he explains a story. Every pattern has its own power, and if it's well used, every time that the Tufunga, tattoo master, priest, gonna use that pattern in the good moment, for the good meaning, at the good person, when it's gonna, but nothing else, just positivity in that pattern. The one who use it after have even more power. And that was one of the message of Moana is like, respect the elders, respect the ancestors, respect the tradition and just the knowledge of that. And it was very well done. And that, I think, answer your question on the difference, but the Polynesian tattoo with all these different styles, it's still the Polynesian tattoo anyway. It's a part of the Nu, it's the part of the whole Pacific. It's just one people. It's the biggest territory on earth. Polynesia is the biggest territory on
Yes.
earth. The Pacific is
yeah.
the Polynesia, right?
Yeah.
The Pacific is the third of the map, of the world map. The Pacific is the third. Then it's certainly, let me say, one of the biggest, but to me it's the biggest territory on earth with less land. But that doesn't mean it's the biggest one. They had to travel a lot and everywhere to know each other with the stars and the things, okay, but it was smart knowledge of the ancestor. It was smart to travel at night because the star never moved.
Yeah.